Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, this is Gary McNeil. I'm here with not my co-partner, but my other co-partner, Tommy's brother, Ronnie Wilson. Ronnie played for London a few years back and was a star in his own right. And went on from there to, I believe it was West Point, to captain the team for what, about 3 or 4 years? 2 years?
2-year captain, coach.
Yeah, sounds coach. Don't start that coach stuff. He's been calling me coach. That's okay, Ronnie. But Ronnie, I want to welcome you to this telecast. And
great to be here, Gary.
Feel free to say whatever comes on your mind, as long as it go over television.
It's certainly good to be here, Gary. I haven't been back to a London ball game in 8 years since I graduated.
Look that way.
Okay. Haven't been here in 8 years since I graduated. It's definitely good to be back here. London, you're a great community. Keep up the great work and keep producing great kids for the future.
I heard that. You know, I was thinking about, you know, when you went to college, I've been watching some of these kids and asking them different questions about are they prepared to go to college? And what do you think one of the big things is? Are you actually prepared when you leave high school for, well, you went to Division I, that makes a big step. As I was saying before, we had a malfunction, Ronnie. I heard that. You know, I was thinking about, you know, when you went to college, I've been watching some of these kids and asking them different questions about are they prepared to go to college? Feel like you're actually prepared for college, even though you went to Division I, which is a heck of a step out of London. Are you actually prepared coming from London school to make the big move into college?
Oh, without a doubt, Gary, that transition to college is a big transition. First of all, playing with college players, the strength has to be there. Unless you're on a weight program in high school, you're not ready for it. You've got to develop the strength program, and you've got to be able to play with men and not boys. And it's interesting you asked that, Gary. If you have a very strong program from the 4th grade to the 12th grade, you will without a doubt be prepared for college ball because you know the terminology of the ball game.
Right.
Okay? If you have a strong program and you have a good weight program, with 1 year of toning up, you can be ready for college ball.
Do you feel that when you come out of the youth program in London, which I did have something to do with, pat myself on the back there, you feel like you were ready for high school ball when you hit high school?
Without a doubt. In the 4th grade, I was coached by Coach McNeil here and Coach Parsons. Without a doubt. Gary prepared you from the 4th grade through the 8th grade to prepare for 9th grade and 10th grade on the varsity ball. When you have a good, solid program prior to entering the high school, you can enter the high school competition as a contributing member. If you don't have the quality program, it takes you 1 to 2 years to get on board. And I thank you, Coach McNeil, for giving me the opportunity to come in as a 9th grader at the varsity level in the Coach Roden's program. It was a very great program, Gary.
Okay, thanks a lot. I really thank for that plug. What I wanted to ask you, I mentioned we were looking at a workout just a minute ago that the high school was doing down here, and you were mentioning something that they should scrap that certain drill, like they were traveling every time they got the ball and stuff like that. And what were you were saying?
If during the course of this game I get a little too into it, I want you to know that I played ball for Coach McNeil and Coach Ronnie Wilson. I played at West Point under the Bobby Knight discipline, so I'm very fundamentally oriented. So if I say some things during the program tonight, just kind of bear with me.
I heard
I'm not out to hurt anybody. I'm just here to help you and to point some things out because I ultimately want the best ball players to come out of London.
I know you were talking. Name some of the players that you did get a go against. I know David Robinson, I believe, was one.
Yeah, some players I've played against is Kenny Anderson, who played at Georgia Tech. Played against him several times in the New York State games. A great athlete, great competitor. David Robinson, played against him at Navy. He plays for the San Antonio Spurs. Lionel Simmons, who plays for the Sacramento Kings. And Luke Langley, who played for New Mexico and currently plays for the Chicago Bulls. So I played against some very tough competitors, Coach McNeil.
And it makes a big difference in your game. I know that's right. So, yeah, you got any tips or any advice for these young people? We will probably relate to this a little bit later on in the game, but while we got a few minutes here, I'd like to give you all the press time I can get because I'm really happy to see you come back to London. I feel like London basketball had a lot to do with your success and going on and getting your degree in college and this type of thing. And they tell me you got a $150,000 job a year starting now. So
yeah, Gary's pumping me up. Yeah.
So anyway, is there any tips of advice you'd like to give these kids?
I can tell the kids you need to have balance in your lives. You need to have church, family, school, and then basketball. Those are the four rules of the games that we were taught. Okay. For you young kids coming up, high school starts in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. This isn't only for the young kids, it's for the parents also. You need to set examples for the kids. You need to get them prepared for college preparatory courses because basketball and any other sport is just a tool to get what you need. Okay?
Go ahead.
When you come into high school, keep your grades down. Basketball is not the only thing in the world because the chances are maybe one or none of them will make it to the pros. These guys have to be contributing members of society. So academics are first and foremost. Don't ever forget that, guys. And whatever you believe that you can do, you can achieve it.
I heard that. And I'm more than happy to have you back. And we're going to get into the game. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back right after this.
I didn't talk too much, Coach.
You're all right. Well, once again, Ronnie, we're back. London High School ball game. London playing Madison Plains tonight. Crosstown rivalry, and I'm telling you what, these guys, when they meet each other, you can throw the records and the stats out the door because they come at each other like going crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we would ask that you stay off of the floor. The officials have noticed that there is some water being brought in by people walking on the edges of the floor. Please stay off of the floor.
Looks like we've got a near sellout house tonight, and even with this weather, Madison Plains showed up in force before the reserve game even started. So, so far, I guess, unless we got a lot of people outside, I'm not too happy with London's turnout, but we do have a pretty good showing here.
Yeah, Gary, anytime Madison Plains and London plays, it's always going to be a big turnout. London's 12-3 coming in. Madison Plains is 11-4. Regardless of the records, they're going to fight till the end.
Were you able to beat Madison Plains when you were in London?
When I was in London, that was the golden rule. You didn't lose to Madison Plains. But we want to give a lot of profile to both teams because they both have very, very good teams, and we both want them to do well in tournament play come the end of the season.
Okay, we're getting ready for the national anthem right now, so
That's what you guys are. You don't lose to Madison Plains. You just don't lose to them.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to London High School. To honor America, would you please rise and join the London Jazz Raiders under the direction of Mr. David Trent in the playing and singing of our national anthem.
okay, we're getting ready to pick up the starting lineups, and Ronnie, I'll have you pick them up as they come on.
The starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the Madison
The starting lineups for tonight's ball game. First, we'll start with the Madison Plains Golden Eagles. At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 10, Jason Brown.
At guard, a 5'10" sophomore, number 33, Clark Mace.
At guard, a 5'10" sophomore, Clark Mace. A forward, a 6'3" junior, Mike Hahn.
I heard that.
Big Mike. At forward, 6'5" senior, number 51, Nathan Atkins. And at center, a 6'4" junior, number 23, Phil Leonard.
And now for the
Preston
London
Lilly.
Running Red Raiders.
For the London Running Red Raiders, at guard, 5'10".
And now for the London Raiders at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 15, Sean Kahn.
At guard, 5'11" senior, number 22, Corey Bennett.
At guard, a 5'10" senior, number 22, Corey Bennett. Number 30, Pete Brulke.
6'5" senior, number 50, Bo Williamson.
At forward, a 6'5" senior, number 50, Bo Williamson. And at center, 6'6" senior, John Wilson.
John Wilson.
Does have a big hand for Coach Dave Gustin out there.
Yeah, so we're getting ready for a big barn burner. The last time these two teams met was in the Circleville tournament, and I believe the sorry about that. Bass and Plains had London on the ropes, and London came back and pulled out one in the last 2 minutes of the game. So
without a doubt, Gary, I'm sure this game's going to go down to the wire. I foresee a 5-point ball game probably with these two type teams. I see Coach Gustin looks great.
oh yeah, he's in good shape.
He's in good shape.
He
Gray
plays
hairs
a lot.
haven't came in yet.
They're on their way. They're on their way. And the coach for Plains is Ed Kurt. He's done a heck of a job with this Plain program too. Ever since he's been there, they have done anything but got better and better and better and better.
Oh, sure, I bet they have, Gary. Looks like we're jumping up a center.
Pete Brulke for London. And John Wilson with a short jumper. It won't go.
Looks like both teams are looking to run initially, Gary.
And they call London the Running Red Raiders, and they definitely run.
Good job on the denial defense on the wings.
Still by Sean Kahn, good pass to
Way
Ben.
to fill the lane.
He knocked it.
That was very good transition offense on London's behalf, Gary. Looks like we're in a 1-4 set, London's man-to-man. Looks like they're keying on their inside game, Gary.
Looks
High,
like they
low.
are. This Atkins, I believe, is averaging a little over 17 points a game, I think. So they're going to be looking at him a lot. Another rebound. We can't afford to give up 2 or 3 shots like that. And Kahn brings the ball down the right side of the floor. They set up. I'm sure they're going to be looking for Bennett. And we got a shoving foul.
Yeah, Coach McNeil, it looks like Atkins is averaging about 17.4 per game and Brown's about 15.4. So those two should be their big horses early into the game.
And you know what's ironic about that is Brown, his father's football coach. But both his boys were really good in basketball.
Sound like they're very disciplined.
Yeah, they are.
Discipline will surely determine who's going to win this ball game.
You got that right.
Looks like
go ahead.
both teams are going man-to-man right now, trying to deny the passing lanes and kind of cause some turnovers.
Got Corey Bennett will inbound the ball. And we got a whistle. I got a feeling that there's a little shoving going on, and I think they want to control it from the get-go.
Without a doubt, I think the refs really want to get into control before the game gets to the final period.
I tell you, I was out in the Commons a while ago, and I tell you, the place had more cops out there than they got in the whole city. I don't know where they got all these I didn't mean to say cops. Policemen.
Police officers tipped him. Double screen up top.
Big John Wilson. Brulke takes the baseline. He's shut off.
It's a good reversal.
It's going to get pretty physical in the paint there. I can see that now.
Is that Big Wilson?
44, yeah.
Yeah. Looks like, Gary, right now I see John Wilson's really trying to establish himself in the post. I don't know what his stats are, but he looks like he's trying to get good position. I foresee him being a factor, right?
He can be a factor. Him and this Williamson both. John's about 6'4", 6'5". Brulke hustles after the ball and makes a good save. But John, he posts up real good, and he plays within himself.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
He's not what you call a superstar player, but he does the things that he's capable of doing.
If you can get 5 guys to play within their means and to play like a team, you got a pretty good team there.
London is still leading in the league, even after the loss last night. And
it's like both teams are a little excited right now, Gary.
Sean Collins shoves a little short jumper, and it's good.
Good baseline move, reverse dribble, hesitation, and up for the jump shot.
And London's got the first 4 points, 4-0, 6:23 left in the first quarter.
If you notice, Gary, London's done a good job in the post, and Madison Plain is executing.
John, that was a good. Adrian Atkins made that shot there, but that was a good move by Wilson not to draw a foul, not to pick up the foul then.
It's hard to teach those pump fakes, Gary. You just need to teach that in the parking lot. That's a good move by Atkins.
I didn't catch that call.
You know, Gary, I think they just called traveling. If you look at the drill London just did before the game, they traveled during the drill. The same shot was taken as in the drill, and you can see the results. Fundamentals will win the ball game.
That's right. And a lot of people don't realize that your drills teach. That's how you're going to play. What you do in the drill is how you're going to play.
Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect.
I like that. Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect.
Yes,
I heard that. Did you hear that, Carl? I got a star up here tonight.
That goes in anything you do.
I heard that.
Looks like now, right now, Gary, Madison Plains is doing a really good job of spreading the floor and trying to shoot the gaps. They're trying to extend London's man-to-man defense out. If they can stay patient, they should have good results.
It's all right, Gary.
Great.
I like doing this, Coach McNeil.
I'm glad. I've been waiting for this. I told you last year I was going to get you up here first chance I got. I'm just glad to see you made it in. You come back to London and give back something. As number 21, Mitchum knocks down the front end of free throw.
Are we going to get a pizza after this?
We just might. We just might.
Okay.
And he's 2 for 2 at the line.
Gary, I'm very impressed with the fundamentals both teams are displaying right now. Two well-coached teams.
Good mover, Drew K to the bucket, went strong, up strong. The young man's only 6'2", Ronnie, but I tell you what, he gets up like about a 6'4", 6'5" dude. He can go over the rim.
That was a quick explosion. If he can match that quick explosion with a good jump shot, he's a good college player, or potential to be one.
I think he's looking at Bowling Green right now. It might be in football. Number 23. Phil Lilly, he's 6'4". He went up there like he controlled that. That was his area in there. And he comes down and makes a foul. And that's four team fouls on.
Gary, just initially, I see Madison Plains playing with poise, whereas London seems to be playing with a sense of urgency. Maybe that's part of their game, but.
They do. They run. They call themselves the running Red Raiders, and they're more concerned, seem like, in getting up and down the floor. But it's early in the game. I think you'll see a different team. Good move, a con block by number 51, Nathan Atkins. Atkins at the foul line. You take them all day long, don't you? That looked like a cheap foul from here. You get that, Donnie? Can we see that foul again? Yeah. It did look like cheap foul. We'll see if we can get a play of that. See what it looks like. Good rebound by John Wilson.
You know, Gary, I've never seen 3 refs in a high school play before.
Well, they're realizing this is a pretty big game. And they want to control it, I think, from the get-go. Good juke move by Wilson, pump fake. He's fouled.
That was a very good penetration.
Are you ready? We're going to take a look at that. Here comes a foul. Where are we at? Right there. It's a little bit too quick. Okay, we're back.
I think that foul is created, Gary. London's got to get the block out and drive their man away from the bucket. Just like you taught us, with a good block out, the ball should bounce.
That's right. Good block out, a ball should bounce.
Yeah. I understand we want to run, but let's get the rebound first.
Get the rebound and fill the lanes.
I don't know some of their numbers, man. Number 30 is.
For who?
London.
Grulke. Okay, and both teams seem like they're rushing. They're rushing a lot. One pass and a shot, and the past 2 or 3 sequences there.
Madison Plain is doing a very good job of getting rebounding position.
John Wilson, a little turnaround.
When John catches that ball in the post, I think he'd be very effective if he catches the ball on the block and closer to the rim. Madison Plains is doing a good job of pushing him
away
out of the paint.
Right.
And he'll be less effective out there.
John has a pretty good range of shooting, but anytime you got a man like that, is used to playing his back to the basket, his best shot is usually in the paint area. And we got a 7-6 score here with 4:03 left in the first period. London up by 1.
So Coach McNeil, do they do the slide step or the step slide like you taught us?
That Roden taught you that. Roden taught you that. My move was always just a natural move.
As long as you get there.
Yeah. And we got Jeremy Miller in the game for London. Josh Stoney.
Just like Jeremy said, a moving screen. Jeremy comes from a good line of ball players. His older brother Harry Miller played ball with him, did a great job in high jumping, and a great all-around athlete. It's a pleasure to see Jeremy out on the court.
Yeah, I got in trouble with comparing those two.
Oh, Harry, you're much better. I'm only saying that, Harry.
Oh, no, don't even say
We'll
that.
hope Jeremy does a lot better so we can keep things going.
Jeremy inside. One of the big mistakes that a ball player will make is bringing that ball down with a low short man can take it away from you.
Oh, sure, Gary.
If you're not putting it on the floor, keep it over your head. And I think Wilson drew that foul there.
If you look at that, John's got to commit himself to upside defense or completely play behind. Otherwise, he's going to keep drawing fouls on Atkins. So we might want to keep a close look at that.
And I think he had to come there from the weak side for weak side help, and that automatically, instead of him stand back with the weak side help, he tried to knock the ball away and drew the foul. A little short jumper by and Plains is getting entirely too many shots, and nothing seems to want to go. And a little shortest man on the floor gets the rebound, Josh Stoney.
If you look back at that, Gary, London wanted to run so bad you had 3 guards rebounding and the 2 forwards down court.
Yeah, they did. That's what we were saying earlier. They're so intense on getting back down the floor that we're not taking the time to do the fundamental thing, which is get the ball first.
I'll say 4 words, Gary, just like you taught us. Defense leads to offense.
That's right.
I'm going to pump Coach McNeil up so
yeah,
good.
You can
Ohio
leave me
State's
out
gonna
of this
offer him the job.
Good turnaround jumper by Jeremy Miller, and it's scored. And we go up 9-6. Yeah, you didn't pump me enough. Now let's just talk about the game.
Well, a lot of the terms I'm going to use, Gary, I didn't learn them on my own. Somebody taught me, so.
Yeah, I know that. and these people out there know that too. They know by now that where you come from.
Okay.
You're doing a fine job.
When Madison Plains takes the shot, please take a look at the rebounding position. Good steal.
Good steal by Corey Bennett. He goes up strong and he knocks it in.
Good strong move by Corey.
London's defense is picking up a notch or two there. They kind of tighten up that man-to-man. John give away a couple steps. Yes! Would you take that off of David Robinson?
Oh. You would have jumped over my head, Gary. London's doing a great job of extending their defense and forcing the defense to rotate to help out. And in that case, London drew the charge. Excellent defense.
Excellent defense. They're also, I noticed, they're using, they're cutting off the passing lane. 1 pass away, 2 pass away, and stuff like that. And it's looking really good.
Yeah, they're really taking Madison Plains out of the offensive game. On the other hand, Gary, when you run a lot, it kind of tires people out. So we'll look at the players, and if their hands are on their shorts and on their knees getting tired.
And also, it takes a lot of times it'll take away from your shooting ability because you're too tired to really come up with the proper shooting mechanism. That's a good shot there by Sony. It won't go. And Brown rebounds for Plains. Good pass inside to number 15. Mike Can scored that one. And we had a travel.
There we go again, Gary. As you can see, if you look when each person catches the ball, they should be in a triple threat position to pass, to shoot, or to dribble. The time it takes the London players to get it ready for their shot cost them 1 to 2 seconds, and in that result, they traveled.
And it's ironic that you said that because I brought that out last week in the last week's game about the triple threat.
Yeah.
I love it. They're fighting like dogs and cats in the paint there. They just can't seem to get anything to fall, but they are getting twice as many shots. And number 15, Mike Hahn, goes from behind and picks up a foul.
I'm trying to catch up with the names and the faces, Gary. So
I don't know them either. I just go to my paper. I know London kids. I know the Brown boy, number 10, I believe. I done called him the Brown boy. His name is Brown. He's not the Brown boy. I'll get in trouble for that.
Okay, Gary, let's take a look at the Madison Plains block out on this free throw. As you can see, the low post and the third slot are going to pinch in. That's good coaching right there.
And not only did they pinch in, they had the second slot slide back over to the outside to cover anything that's coming off toward the baseline.
Yeah.
And Brown shoots three-pointer, and it won't go. Atkins goes up, and he's fouled.
Can we get a replay on that?
Donnie, can we get a replay on that?
On the three-point shot?
On a three-point shot.
Can I talk while we do this?
Yeah.
Okay. If you look at the three-point shot they just took, I forget what the player's name was, but it took him about 3 seconds to get his shot ready. If he could have caught the ball, squared up, and released his shot, he could have done it in 1 second. He had a better chance of making the shot because the defense wouldn't have had a chance to come on him.
Tell me when you're ready, Donnie.
As you can see, on that three-point shot, Gary.
We'll get her here in a minute.
Okay.
Are you ready? Hold on, we'll pull it. Got something going here. And we got Russell in the game. He makes a quick shot to the basket, and he's fouled. Okay, Donnie.
Okay. If you look at,
go ahead.
If you look at this three-point shot, 1,000, 2,000. Took about 2.5 seconds to get the shot off. Get your feet set, get your shot off, take your 1 second. If you can do that, you can raise your three-point percentage, Madison Plains, from 36% to 45%.
I heard that. And these are things that probably aren't really taught at this level.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm getting a little technical, and Carl's laughing at me over there. But then again, to win those state championships, the details will get you there.
And as Russell knocks down the front end of a two-shot foul.
Gary's ready to kill
10 points. No, you're doing great. I love it. Yeah, he's leaving town. We don't worry about that. As long as you're telling the truth, that's all that matters.
Gary talks about me next week. Somebody tell me.
I actually try to tell things, and good block by Williamson behind two people. That brought the crowd alive. And Atkins goes up and knocks one in, and we've got a 13-11 score with 30 seconds left in the first period.
Excellent post play. That reminded me of Tommy Wilson back in '82.
Good steal, good hustle by Russell. And bodies all over the floor. And we got to travel on Russell. No. I don't think that official knew what he wanted to call. You mentioned the officials. They got 3 of them. I was looking at them. I think 2 of them are about twice my age. Looks like that's why they got 3.
What are they, 40?
I'm way over 50.
Here's a kudos to Madison Plains. Anytime the ball's on the ground, you always see 3 Plains players to 1 London player. That's a sign of hungriness. Good job, Madison Plains. See how he caught the ball on the block, Gary? He was in good position to shoot the ball.
And London comes up with it, no time left. And the shot is no good. And we end the first period 13-11. Donnie, do I need the headphones or not? Do I need the headphones? We'll pick up the scoreboard there. Well, Ronnie, how do you assess this first quarter so far?
That first quarter was a little more fast-paced than I thought, Gary. Both teams are playing aggressive, extending the passing lanes, looking to run. I really like the way London extended their defense out and the way Madison Plains rebounded. Looks like it's going to be a good game, Gary.
License plate number D2.
I'll tell you, I want to say again how great of a pleasure it is to be back here, Gary. Just to come back and see London and Madison Plains playing 2 quality teams. It looks like the kids have gotten a little more, I don't know if they got a little faster or whatever, but the game seems like it's picked up a little
They're
bit.
getting up and down the floor a lot faster. We got a coach this year that his philosophy is run and gun under control, which that's always been John Wooten's philosophy, which that's what I used to try to teach. I can remember when you were in the 8th grade in first practice, I ran you guys to death the first day, and the parents were saying, "What, are you going to kill these kids?"
Yeah.
But anyway, no, they do get up and down the floor real well. We got some new players in the game here. We got Clint C, number 34 for London, Williamson, Gruke, Bennett, and Kahn. This Kahn boy reminds me a little bit of the way you play. He's more of a coach on the floor, number 14. He's more of a coach on the floor, which really helps. You kind of watch him a little bit, and he's pretty fundamentally sound, and he kind of runs the show when he's out there, the one with the ball right now.
Now, Gary, if he turns the ball over 5 times, don't say he reminds you of me.
Okay.
Okay, good shot.
That
he reminds me of myself. Way to get your feet set, Sean.
And that was a good shot right there. And we got a jump ball. Arrows in London's favor. Ronnie, what do you think about this arrow position type thing on a jump ball? Are you in favor of it, or would you like to see him go back to the jump ball?
I'm really in favor of it, Gary, because it keeps it fair. A lot of times with the jump ball, there's too much responsibility on the referee to throw it straight up. It just keeps it fair. I like it.
You're the first one I've heard say that. I'm not going to ask you anymore.
As a point guard out there, when you know where the arrow's at, you know kind of when to do things. It helps you to think.
I heard that.
The more external things like the score clock, the boards down here, a good point guard can pick that up and use it to his advantage. Now, I know back in the olden days, I know you like the jump ball, Gary.
I still like the jump ball because it seems like to me a lot of times you'll have teams, the defense works its tail off to get a jump ball or get a tie-up, and then the other team is rewarded with the ball after they work their can off, where you have a good chance of retaining the ball on a jump ball situation if it was thrown up. And London's moving the ball around the perimeter some. Plains is still in a man-to-man. We got a move in by Williamson. It's good.
Very nice high-low back door. Very good, very nice.
Who they call that on? 3-4.
That was actually a good position by the referees, Gary. If you'd have had 2 refs, the ref underneath may not have seen that, but the third ref got a good angle on that.
And they got enough referees now. Tonight, we don't want to see too many bad calls.
They're paying. Where are they paying these referees, Gary?
I don't know.
They seem like they like it. Maybe we ought to do that.
I don't think they're getting as much as Carl does to run the camera. That's the main cameraman in
Does
town.
Carl still do karate?
He's a black belt in karate.
Don't mess with him.
I don't mess with him.
Here.
I don't give him no headaches at all. As Wilson goes to the line, he'll be shooting 1 and 1. 18-11 to score, 6:42 in the second quarter left.
Where did little Carl go to school at? Bowling Green?
Yeah.
Yeah, good athlete.
Good athlete.
Academic athlete. I wish I could have met him, Carl. He's one of the rare exceptions where you see academics and athletics put together. I wish him all the luck. I'm going to talk about academics a lot.
I heard that. Well, that's one of the main things. That's what got you where you are. And London's up 19-11. Under 7 minutes in the second quarter. Ooh, can we get a replay of that? You didn't get it?
You know, Gary, I just watched Pete Grulke block that shot.
Yeah.
You know, he looks like he has the body to be a Division I guard.
Before he came here, a lot of people were saying that he has the ability to, like, he played football. He was really good in football. I think he's on the track team. He's decent in basketball. You're right. He could probably be a Division I guard.
In the high school level, you get into a size game, whereas the guards are about 5'8", and when you're 6'2", you got to play center. Yeah. And that's the decision you got to make. But he could definitely be a big 6'2" guard and penetrate and make things happen.
And here comes, and he's pretty good with his grace. Here comes Kahn down the middle. Ball stolen by Brown, all the way for, short two, could have been good. And Grulke is going to go the distance. Can't get it to fall. These guys are running, Ronnie.
They're running, Gary.
There ain't nothing going in.
Watch out.
They're running. Good turnaround jumper by a left-hander. I think that kind of threw him off.
Yeah, good turnaround jumper. Freeze, tease, and release is what he did.
And Brown cut off the pass lane there and was able to knock that one out of bounds.
Number 33, Clark Mace from Madison Plains. He just previously made that turnaround jump shot. That was a good move, using the spin dribble to freeze the defense to free up your shot. Excellent 9-foot jump shot.
And what threw a lot of people off is by being left-handed. That was ain't nothing prettier to me than a good left-hand jump shot.
That's a hard shot to block.
I think Grulke might have drew the foul. I don't know if you would agree with me on that or not. He looked like he should have went up with the shot.
Yeah, I've watched Grulke take. He's penetrated twice and been within a foot to the bucket, and he's passed the ball up. I think he'd be more effective if he would rise to the bucket, draw the foul, dunk the ball, or put it off the glass.
Right.
Carl's laughing at us again. He's got the ups and he can explode and rise over him, so just go for it.
He thinks he's at West Point now when he's talking dunk the ball, Carl. You don't see too many of that in, a lot of these kids can do it, but you don't see it too often in Division II.
When he rose up on that layup, though, Gary, it looked like he was about 2 feet off the ground.
He can go up now. He can go. But what I'm getting at is most of the time in this division of ball, they won't let you dunk. If you can, they think you can dunk, they'll knock you down before they'll let you dunk.
And you know, Gary, the dunk's the easiest shot to block. All you got to do is give him a little shove. Lay it strong off the glass. That's one of those Bobby Knight rules, I guess. That's why when you watch Indiana, they always shoot layups.
They sure do. And Jeremy Miller's back in the game. A little bounce pass would have worked there. Good no call. And number 15, Mike Ham. A near steal. And it is a steal.
You know, Gary, I think you used to say something, that there are some turnovers occurring here, but I think you used to say that turnovers count when you convert from the turnover.
Right.
And I don't really see the teams converting, however, there's a lot of turnovers.
My idea on a turnover was it didn't hurt me unless they scored on it. If I made a turnover and they scored, then I've really made a boo-boo. But if we get the ball back and time is not pressing us, then the turnover hasn't really hurt me that much. But you got to learn from your turnovers and capitalize on them.
I see Madison Plains has a 1-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio, and what that tells you is they're turning the ball over quite a bit. And I'm sure London's doing the same.
Another good turnaround jumper by 23. Phil Lilly knocked that one in. And Plains took the lead for the first time. No, they didn't. It's still 1917 London. Here we go, tie ball game. Oh man, they're missing so many easy shots. How many shots was that, Ronnie?
3.
And we got a jump ball.
But you know, Gary, the last 6 Madison Plains shots has been in the paint.
Right.
They may not be falling now, but the odds are going to work for them. They're going to start falling. London shots have been outside the paint.
And that's where this run and gun can get you in trouble, because a lot of times you're running so much on offense you forget to get back on the defense. You got 1 or 2 people back there trying to beat 4.
And you know, Gary, I'm anti-run and gun. I'm controlled run.
Are you?
But I
run and gun under control. That's my philosophy. I think you just like Tommy when it come down. You just didn't want to run.
Yeah.
Good pass. Oh! I tell you what, the official was right there on top of that. We couldn't get a replay of it because the ball was behind him, but we did get the ball back. From here, it looked like it could have been a foul called very easily.
You know, the referees are really on top of it. Look at the travel, Gary. The last 3 turnovers for London has been traveling.
And it all goes back to what you were saying about one of those drills they were doing before the game.
And that's what we talk about, the fundamentals. Everybody can catch a ball and shoot it, but you got to execute the fundamentals perfect every time. Sometimes you forget about it.
Right. And that's why I try to tell these younger people, it has to be drilled in, learn the game right. Yeah. And you got people teaching these kids a lot of times in the lower grades who don't know the game. Now, how can you teach me something if you don't know what you're doing? Yeah. And when you learn it wrong, then you play it wrong.
Yeah. It's like an A and B student, Gary. A student does it right all the time. B student does it right 80% of the time, but he slacks off 20%.
Right.
And Carl's laughing at us again. Carl. When they start letting them wear black socks, Gary, what's going on here?
Well,
oh, the whole team's got on black socks.
They do tonight. Usually, well, John Wilson's usually the one that's different from everybody. He does have different shoes, as you see. He's got zebra shoes.
That'll place you in the state polls if you wear black socks somewhere.
Evidently, because we're 8th in the poll right now.
Yeah, keep
we started out 3rd. Earlier in the season, we were 3rd, and then we dropped to 6th. Now we're 8th. But like I say, you can take. Oh, and they counted. Looked almost like a continuation there.
That was another shot in the paint.
Williamson draws a foul, and number 23, Phil Lilly, goes to the line for a chance to make a 3-point play out of it.
I'd be interested to see the times Plains is going to the paint, to the free throw line. I keep saying shots in the paint because when you're in the paint, you have a higher percentage shot to make the shot, and also you could draw the foul, which will put Plains to the line a lot.
So then I take it you agree with me that the 3-point shot a lot of times is overrated. What I mean by overrated is they lean on it so much that they forget the big men inside.
Yeah, the 3-point shot is very overrated.
And we got a timeout with the tie ball game, 2020 with 4:17 to go in the game. We'll pick up both teams here.
It's interesting you talk about the 3-point shot, Gary. It seems like the 3-point shot is there to open up the inside for the team. Madison Plains has already established an inside game, so they don't need the outside shot.
Yeah, so far they haven't had to go outside. They're controlling the boards. They are getting 3 and 4 putback attempts, although they're not going in. Like you say, eventually they're going to start falling. Then we got problems. How do you like that big ugly mascot we got?
Oh, what happened to the cheerleader who used to wear the miniskirt
oh yeah,
Indian outfit?
That is right. We did have one. I remember that.
Ago. Hey, that's a nice outfit, Gary.
I think Mike Harris is in that outfit tonight. I'm not sure, but I think it's Mike Harris. I was out here watching the cheerleaders today. They're getting ready to go into competition. Oh, really? And this new cheerleader advisor is really doing a job with these kids. I mean, they're doing some stuff that they'll win some awards. There's no doubt in my mind.
That's great.
And the first shot is good. Go ahead.
It's interesting you said that, Gary. To the teachers of London High School in Madison Plains, keep up the great work. You're producing great student athletes, academic kids for the future.
And we got a 22-20 score with 4:17 to go in the first half. Sean Kahn makes a move inside. He can't get the roll. And they're just running over the boards. They're just dominating the boards against us. Phil Lilly went up and got that like he owned it.
Good rotation. That was excellent rotation from help side to strong. I won't talk all the terms, Gary.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Use the terms too. Well, there are people out there who understand it.
Watch the footwork every time the ball is caught.
I tell you what, these guys are playing like people possessed. They're not too happy.
They want it bad, Gary.
That's 23, what's his number? Phil Lilly, he went up and he just slammed Williamson to the floor. Little short ball fake, no shot. And you don't see that 3-second call very often anymore. I guess that ball fake drew attention to him and he just stood there and didn't get out. As Williamson comes out of the game and Miller goes back in. 2-point lead for Madison Plains, 3:37 left in the first half.
Okay. Look at Atkins, caught the ball above the high post.
A good block by Lilly.
Now the ball's caught on the low post.
Everything's going on in the paint.
Yeah. Okay, Gary, what I see with John Wilson of London, he's an excellent ball player, but he's catching the ball above the high post with his back to the bucket. He's having to turn to make the move to the bucket, and by the time he turns, the help side for Madison Plains is rotated to block the shot. Madison Plains, on the other hand, is catching the ball on the low post so they can turn and go directly shoot, make a shot towards the basket.
And they're using the basket as another defensive weapon,
yes,
so that they don't, the weak side help doesn't have anywhere to come and help out.
Yes, John Wilson is making great moves on the baseline down there, but he needs to be a little closer to the bucket.
And Plains just went up by 4 points, 24-20. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry, Gary.
Go ahead.
Good shot. I don't want to drive it in the ground, the importance of catching the ball on the block in the post.
Good shot by Brown. And I think London's about due for a timeout.
One thing about the running game, Gary, when you get down, if you don't play through it, it can really hurt you. You got to keep the shots going in.
And they have to go in.
There you go.
John kept his composure that time, like you said, Ron, and done a little ball fake. And Lilly was smart not to go up and try to block it.
Yeah, good composure. Had his feet set. And
left-hander. That ball just don't want to go in. We're getting some decent shots off.
I'll tell you, Gary, Plains has done a good job of getting their feet set.
Well, that last shot that Mace made there, like you said, he was in a three-point position. He was in the triple threat position, and he chose to pull up and shoot the jumper.
He had three options, and he chose the first. Shoot it, baby.
Shoot that rock. 29-22, London's down.
You know, Gary, my dad used to always say, Ron, you should have shot the ball. You should have shot it. These guys are shooting the ball.
Oh, yeah.
All the parents will be happy.
Well, like I said, when the season first started, Tommy made a comment he can't remember seeing a team run as much as this team runs. And I was telling him, I said, you know, people like to play this type of ball.
It's fun for the fans to see also.
The fans love it, and the kids love to get up and down and shoot the ball without having pressure put on them. If I miss, am I going to come out of the game and stuff like that? And it makes for a more exciting game. It's a keep-away game. I just never did like that.
Yeah. To some of the parents out there, Please give Coach Gustin all the support you can, right or wrong, whatever decision he makes, he's the coach.
That's right.
Please give him your support, and parents, just be glad that your sons and daughters are on a program.
Clint C goes up strong and gets blocked. John Wilson, it's no good. And London still retains the ball. And there's another situation where maybe John Wilson should have went up and shot this.
Yeah.
He was well inside the paint, and he's trying to get a closer shot. But
one of our golden rules, Gary, was once you penetrated the paint, 99% of the time, raise up and shoot it.
That's right. Corey Bennett, I believe he had 7 threes last night.
Oh my goodness. That three-point line is not very far from the college, is it?
No, it's pretty close. Right close. Now this Bennett, he gets on a roll, he'll knock in 5 or 6 in a row.
Excellent form. I like to see him come off a double screen here and then set up for that three.
So far they haven't done that too often. The teams that have beaten us have kind of played a boxing one on him, and they shut him down. They usually have shut.
He came off a triple there, Gary, and he's got his feet set.
There you go.
There you go. That was a very good call, Coach Gustin, or the point guard, whichever called it.
And that 3 points to get you right back in the game real quick. London's score now is London's down 28 to 29. Both teams are in the shooting.
That was a good call by the point guard, Sean Kahn.
Yeah.
Whenever the team is kind of running sporadically, a good point guard will call a set play. That gets everybody back in their positions and kind of lets them know where the ball is going to be shot from. Whether he makes it or not, at least it slows them down a little bit.
Yeah, it changes the perplexing game. I want to make a mention here. I see it's got to be a big game because I see a guy named I haven't seen out here, graduated with him, named Dave Hume. I haven't seen him at a game since I can remember.
I don't see him, Gary, but he had the best jump shot I've seen come out of London. Set shot, I want to say. But it was a set shot, but it was a quick release.
We're talking about two different guys then, because this guy, I don't remember him even playing.
Dave Hume played with Jay Mead?
No, I'm talking about his dad.
Oh, Big Dave.
Yeah, no, Dave Hume, I taught him to shoot.
Oh,
the boy.
Him and Alan Jackson.
I'll take credit for that. Yeah, I can remember he was going to quit playing. Right.
Worst form in the world, but he shot that shot 2,000 times a week every summer, and he made it.
No, I was talking about his dad. I haven't seen the boy for quite a while.
You know, nobody will let me and Gary coach anywhere, so we're going to open our own high school.
What are we going to call it? Mac Wilson. And London gets the rebound. Here comes Grulke. He's pushing the ball strong. I believe Wilson traveled before he got the pass back to Grulke.
Yeah. As big as Gulko is, once he drives and gets somebody on his hip, he can ride him on into the bucket.
And Atkins gets called for a charge.
Gary, I'm really impressed with the defense of both teams. They're denying the passing lanes, rotating, and they're in a good defensive stance. That's a tribute to the coaching.
It really is. And we got a fairly low-scoring game as compared to what the London has been doing. They've been averaging better than 70 points a game.
You know, Gary, one of our goals was to keep teams in the 40s. I don't think you can do that anymore, can you?
It's hard to do anymore. Yeah. You got kids that know how to put that ball through that hoop.
There you go, raise up.
Short jumper and can't get nothing to go. Grulke, like you said, went up strong again, and he drew the foul from number 34. I don't have a 34.
I like the way I don't want to mispronounce your name, Grulke went up for that shot. He's got an excellent jump, but you could tell he's lifting some weights for football or something, Gary.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's not extending his arms as much as he should, and that's how he can get that dunk I was talking about.
Yeah, because these guys, they went to the state Final Four in football.
That's a tribute to the football weightlifting program. If the basketball players can't extend their arms, you got a good program. Carl's like, when's this guy going to shut up? I keep talking in Carl's ear, and he's filming up there.
Carl's probably liking it. He's probably tired of hearing me.
I'm going to church this Sunday, Carl.
Uh-oh.
I can't say the name of the church, but the First Baptist will be glad to see me.
I hope you don't preach. And we got a travel on number 21, Brooke Mitchum. 22 seconds left, and London's down by 2. We're getting ready to go in the half. Now's the time for the set play, like you were saying. Kahn rushes in, get about a 12-foot jump shot. He knocks it in, ties the ball game up.
Sean Collins really made a difference in this game, Gary. He's hit 3 crucial shots, and he controls the tempo.
And Gruke up strong, and we have a new ball game. Tie ball game going in at halftime, 30-30. And do you have any comments on what you've seen so far, other than what we've already said?
That's a great ball game. I like the way London fought back into the game. They might make me a believer in their running game.
In other words, you're saying you're not that crazy about a running game.
I'm not too crazy about running unless you can get back on defense and get in good rebounding position. Right. But you gotta run the court both ways, and London is showing me they can do that.
And that's a tribute to their physical conditioning in the off season. Like I said, most of them they went through football. They didn't really have a chance to change over to basketball because they went extra weeks into football in the playoffs. So by the time they hit football, they had all these different muscles that they had to work on. But they made the transition just like overnight. They made the transition. They've done great so far. We're going to take a short break here. To go with you want to give them the rundown on the scores and the shooting percentage, if you would.
Yeah, Gary. London shooting about 35% from the field. They're 11 for 31. Madison Plains is shooting 27% from the field. They're 10 for 37. Leading scorer for London, I'll just say the last name, and Gary can say the first name. Last name is Bennett. He's got 10 points. Followed by Kahn with 8. Wilson with 4. And Gruelke, Williamson, Miller, and Russell having 2 each. For Madison Plains, the leading scorer looks like it's Lilly with 9 points, followed by Mace and Atkins with 5 each. Mitchum and Hahn both have 4, followed by Brown with 2, and Howard closing the door with 1. Madison Plains is shooting, both teams are shooting a low percentage, but Madison Plains is only shooting 27%, but a lot of those shots they missed have been second efforts. And if they can start to put those in, that'll pay off for them.
It definitely will, because they're getting an awful lot of shots in the paint. And remember that this is not unofficial. This is not the official count here. I want you to pick up lady sitting up in the corner right above the clock. Get a close up if you can. That's Ronnie's better half.
Up in the corner, that's my wife Christina, and my daughter Alicia.
And his daughter Lisa, right in the corner there.
She's got her caged up behind the fence there, Gary, so she doesn't jump out.
Yeah. So we're glad to have her here. She's out of New York, and it's probably something new to her to see a little school like this, but we're glad to have all of you.
You know, Gary, when I came up, the kids grew up at London ball game.
They really did.
They watched the games, and by the time they got into high school, they didn't play or not, they knew every play.
And you know what was amazing is when you came back last summer, you made a couple phone calls, and I went up to the park, and here's your whole team that you play with was up there at the park 9 o'clock in the morning, sweating, playing ball. And you don't see that too often around here anymore. It's just.
Gary used to give us show shovels and tell us to go shovel the snow in the wintertime.
He's lying.
The program was so systematized that by the time you got in 12th grade, you knew every drill, every cheerleading cheer. We've got spirit, SPI.
Yeah, yes we do. Well, we got, like I say, 8 minutes ready to go into the third quarter new ball game, 30-30. London's takes first possession.
Looks like they're trying to get a set play, Gary, to get the ball into Atkins and get the shot off.
And a good shot by Bennett. This takes London up 3 points. That 3 points, get 2 or 3 of them in a row, and you're in business.
Curry's got some good size. He reminds me of Antoine Joe Barry that used to play for Michigan.
He's about 6'3", 240. Beat everybody up.
Corey's not nowhere near that tall.
Yeah.
A quick move in there by number 33, Clark Mace. He draws a foul. Khan's only got 2 fouls, so he's in good shape. He's the one I was saying that reminded me a little bit of you, a general on the floor, coach on the floor.
In these first minutes, I like to see Corey Bennett get some shots off and Atkins to get into his groove. That can really set him up for the rest of the game, Gary.
Okay, now you said two different teams. You said Corey Bennett for London and Atkins for the other team now. Which team do you want to get in the groove?
Corey Bennett for London and John Wilson for London also.
Okay.
Looks like they want to get Corey to get his shots off, but I like to see John Wilson get established in the post. Gary's on me.
Brown sets up looks inside, high-low.
He caught the ball in the post, Gary, turned to the bucket.
Kept the ball high, turn around, easy jumper by Atkins.
You don't have to be a great post player, just be a little smarter than the other guys.
That makes a lot of sense.
That reminds me of Tommy Wilson, somebody I know.
Yeah. I was on him last week. Good move by London to keep the ball in play. Go for it, Khan.
See, Gary, I don't see any London players on the ground.
Triple to pump fake and gets the roll. And we have a 1-point game. Must be a little water on the floor there.
That's good court presence, Gary. You can do a triple pump fake when you're not in the red. Otherwise, he'd have got a 3-second call.
I heard that. I was on Tommy last week. We were talking about Mount Union, how good a great team they had. He didn't want to hear it.
Yeah. Tommy was not the best athlete in the world, but he always caught the ball on the block and was the best low post player I've ever seen, especially for his size.
And that's coming from brother to brother. And looking inside of Wilson, London's running a 3-man game here for a few seconds. Wilson, about an 18-foot jumper, and it's good.
Now, Gary, he can get those shots off, but I'm worried about that inside game down the wire when we really need it. But if it's hitting, we'll go with it.
Oh, now there on average was 2 referees would have been called a traveling.
Yeah. Carried the ball.
You don't get that call too often anymore. Ever since Michael Jordan come into the game, I've seen kids go behind their back, over their head, and never get a carrying call.
Yeah.
That was a cheap call there. These crosstown rivalries are pretty tough. And Williamson up with the rebound off of a Mace Smith.
Nice. Gary, good rise. Pete Grulke drove the lane, went up strong. Excellent.
Like you say, he rose to the occasion.
He rose to the occasion. Yeah, Gary, I like number 33, Clark Mace from Madison Plains. He's a big kid, about 6 foot tall, and he looks for a shot. He's a left-hander.
Okay, now that call right there is called a traveling call. But the way I read it, if you don't have control of the ball, how can you call it a traveling call?
It's all perception. Yes. But Gary, after you've traveled about 3 times, the refs start to look for it.
I know.
That's why you don't travel to start with.
Don't even play that music, huh? No traveling music here.
You remember we used to come in the old London gym and you used to make us say, this is your pivot foot. This is your pivot foot.
Right.
You're like, Gary, stop telling us, but you didn't travel back then.
If you learned that, you didn't travel.
No.
And we had a kick by number 23, Phil Lilly.
I'm spending a lot of time telling old stories. I need to get back into the game here, Gary. Score is 37-34. London's up by 3. Looks like Madison Plains is applying a 2-2-1 press. If you can break this, you end up with a layup.
Good move inside. It should have been a foul call. No foul.
You know, Gary, Madison Plains looks like they're going 2-2-1 press after the make. That's dangerous to do with a running ball club.
With a running ball club.
Anytime you press, you're subjecting yourself to a 3-on-1 layup by the other team.
And you know the running ball club, like you said earlier, they're making the move to get back down the floor, what we used to call pot hangers.
Yeah.
There's going to be 1 or 2 of them down there. So
I guess in the 60s we called them pot hangers, in the 80s cherry pickers.
Okay, yeah.
We'll call them pot hangers.
I called them cheaters because I was always one of them. You run the 84-foot game, I run the 70-foot game.
We want to zoom in on Gary before we leave. Gary's in great shape.
Yeah, as long as you don't get my belly.
No. Looks like we're setting double low screens on the baseline.
Still playing the 1-4 set like they started out at the beginning of the game. They haven't changed their game plan much, and Brown breaks it.
Corey Bennett should have controlled the penetrator. Get your feet set, Corey. Get your feet set.
And I'm glad to hear you say that because I've been harping on that a lot over the course of the season. Is your feet and your legs are the major part of your shot.
Yeah.
Most people don't know that, don't realize that.
The only difference between Corey's jump shots and the other jump shots is he's got his feet set. You see that, Gary?
Go ahead. Jason Brown.
Number 10, Jason Brown. When I see Jason Brown, I also look at number 30 for London, Pete Grulke. I'm looking at a big point guard who could penetrate and raise for that 3 to 8 foot jump shot.
Right.
And that's what these guards from Madison Plains are doing, and they're starting to take over the ball game.
So you're saying 5'10" in this division is a big point guard?
5'10" and above is a big point guard. You can post them up or you can penetrate and get a good shot.
Okay. See, we got Miller back in the game, Miller and Sony, Grulke, Wilson, and Bennett. One shot and out. Just won't get it. Got a 40-39 score. London's up 1. The lead has changed probably about 5 times in the since the third quarter started. And a whistle.
So you can see the difference, Gary, between a bigger point guard and a smaller point guard. When Josh Sony from London penetrates, does a great job penetrating, but it's hard to finish when you got somebody 6'5" in your face.
Yeah, looking at you, yeah. Talking about don't bring that stuff in here among the trees.
Then when you talk about college ball, you got 6'10", 7 foot in there.
Right. Little turnaround by John, can't control the ball. Grulke comes up strong, good no-look pass. Wilson up, go back, strong, stay with it. Now I'm coaching.
See, Gary, I really like to see John Wilson catch the ball on the post one time. He's getting pulled out of his game.
Yeah, he's not only getting pulled out, he's getting shoved out too. I tell you what, this Plains team and post people are pretty strong.
Oh yeah, Gary. And what I see about them, they don't have the mass on the bodies, but they have strong forearms and hands.
Right.
And that's 80% of rebounding.
It's strong forearms and hands. We got Bennett setting up outside. Wilson with a 3-point attempt, and it doesn't go.
See, now we're forcing John to shoot the outside jumper.
He'll get 2 or 3 of them a game. But he'll be back here in the post in a minute.
Good turnaround.
Like I said, good turnaround. Even though it didn't go, it was a fundamental move.
Fundamentally sound.
And a good shot selection. Grulke goes up. He used the board good, he just didn't hit it right. Ooh.
You know, Gary, in high school, you're going to miss a lot of shots. All you can ask for is from a coach is a high percentage shot.
Right.
And that's what Plains is getting, high percentage
shots.
High percentage shots. Pretty soon they'll fall.
And we got a 1-point game. I think it's been that way for the last 2 minutes almost.
Gary, are the players allowed to have mustaches now at London?
Mustaches?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They wear beards, mustaches. Artis had a beard in football.
Uh-oh.
Goatee.
Good elbow, fundamental jump shot.
Number 32.
Number 32.
Andres, Chris Andres.
That's a shot you shoot in your parking lot.
Good turnaround by Miller, and it won't go. It's blocked. Miller's going to try it again. Go strong. Hey!
Good move, Jeremy. Jeremy Miller for 2 in the paint.
It's a never say die shot there. Good penetration, and he traveled. Brooke mentioned Travis. This Russell kid's been getting quite a few minutes. He's starting to come into his own. He's had a few good games this year.
I played this summer with Daniel at the park. He's a pretty strong young man.
Yeah.
He gets up pretty well. Seems like he's maybe, well, I won't say anything else.
Okay.
Good kid, good ball player.
Good deny there by number 32, Andres.
Gary, it looks like they need to lengthen the floor about 3 feet and make it a little wider the way these guys are going up and down.
Make you think you're back out of Deer Creek.
Yeah. Maybe summer for it.
I think Russell wanted that shot pretty bad because he had a defensive man hanging all over him. He went up and kind of forced that shot.
You know, Gary, I won't remember a lot of three-point shots, but what I will remember is Nathan Atkins when he just blocked that kid out.
Okay.
And he got the and he drew the foul. That's a good play.
Number 44, John Wilson.
1:43 left in the third quarter. London is controlling with 1 point lead, 42-41.
I don't see how Dick Vitale stays pumped up like he does this.
No, he's nuts anyway. Now, Donnie, did you get that? Can you run that back real quick? There's a situation where I feel like the offensive man ran over the defensive man. They're talking about the plane of verticality, and if you look at it, you'll see where the offensive man is leaning into the defensive man, but the defensive man gets called for the violation.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk back to number 10, Jason Browns from Madison Plains. Defensively, a point guard should always try to force you to the side. A good point guard will penetrate in the middle and use that call to his advantage like you just talked about, Gary.
Okay, check. Now here comes this play down the floor. And watch Brown, he goes in. Watch when he goes up.
Keep him on the right side. You see, Daniel Russell was beat when he let him come to the middle, Gary.
Okay.
I understand.
I didn't see that at the time.
The verticality, he did jump into him, but don't let him penetrate the middle.
Good turnaround jumper, and that ball just won't fall. Used the glass well, the ball just wouldn't go in. London's down by 1, 42-43.
He's controlling Daniel on the front of the court there.
Good rebound by Wilson. Here comes what Tommy calls the franchise.
Who's that?
Sony. Number 4, he calls London, he calls it the franchise. He'll get hot on you and pop them threes and wear you out. And we got a foul on Miller, and they're jostling for position under the boards.
Gary, London's doing a very good job of denying the ball. What can make them very effective is when Madison Plains comes down the court, when the point guard dribbles the ball down, keep the point guard on one side of the court. Keep the point guard on one side of the court or the other once you penetrate so far. And that allows the defense to know what side he's going to be on.
Right.
This point guard is milling around for Madison Plains and getting shots at the top of the key and in the paint.
And so you never know where the ball's going to be.
Never know.
It ruins your weak side help and the whole bit.
When he's coming down the floor, say, guys, I'm bringing him left, guys. And you know he's coming to the left side of the floor.
Now you just took the game to another level. And boy, those are some hard fouls in there. It went our way. I thought it was going to go the other way.
I'm not going to say I agree or disagree with that call, Gary. But, it's been pretty consistent refereeing. So
I thought it should be no call myself. And believe it or not, Madison Plains has still got 3 fouls to give, so that foul didn't really hurt him that much. Unless it costs, well, he's got 3 fouls, that doesn't help the player any. But team-wise, that foul didn't hurt him too much. Good hands by Wilson. Bennett.
It's interesting you said that, Gary. London can afford a few more fouls, or Madison Plains can afford more fouls. Therefore, I would concentrate on not fouling so we wouldn't put Madison Plains in a one-on-one.
At the end of down the line, yeah.
Coming down the line. That could play a big factor.
We got number 21, Mitchum. He draws a foul. That gives them 4, so with 2 more. We got to get them 2 more fouls on Plains. Getting late in the game. I got to be biased.
We're supposed to be neutral here, Gary.
I got to be biased to a certain degree.
No, we don't. Come on, London.
I got to be pro London to a certain degree.
Gary, I see a lot of my classmates are bald out there.
Bald?
Yeah. I'm 26 years old. What's going on? I better not say that. I'll go bald pretty soon.
Yeah, probably tomorrow. Back to the game. Grulke post up inside. Good. You want to run that play down to us?
That was the baseline look away.
Okay.
Keep him on the right side. See, keep him on the right side, guys. Oh.
This Brown, he's a tricky little dude. We got at the end of 3, 47-45 London, and it's still anybody's game.
You know, Gary, I can see why Brown's averaging 15.4 points a game. He's taken over at the point guard spot. He's penetrating the middle of the defense, and he's raising up for the layup. And it's 5'10", 6 foot with a good jump ability. You can do that.
And like you say, you always want to. But most of the time used to be you catch a guy, a point guard, to dribble. If you could only go one way, or was more effective going one way, you try to force him to go the way that he was not effective at. Yeah. But like you're saying a while ago, he's all over the floor.
Yeah, I think that's why I said keep him on one side of the floor, Gary. You know, a while ago, not many people had good right or left hands.
Right.
Drawing is 932-2654. And the winning ticket is 932-2654.
What do you win, Gary, if you win this?
Game ball, I think. Tommy's been trying to win it ever since he's been coming. And
he had a brand new ball up in the closet, and I was dribbling it in the road today.
Oh, no, I know he's going to be mad.
One of those brand new leather balls. It says not for outdoor use.
Yeah, right. Now we got a 47-40. Well, with your $140,000 a year job you just got, you can buy him a new one.
Oh, yeah, Gary's exaggerating.
47-45. London's up going into the 4th quarter. This Brown is not only a good point guard, he's also very tricky and deceptive on defense too.
Oh yes, he's constantly thinking.
London still seems to be controlling the boards.
I tell you, Gary, Brown wants the ball in his hands going down the stretch.
And that's the difference. You got a go-to man, you go to him. Now, what did John do wrong there?
He chased the bucket with the ball below his waist. See that, Gary? And
then come back and make another mistake.
I tell you, Gary, I'm high on Jason Brown. I need to stop pumping up Madison Plains here. Jason Brown, I'm really impressed with him.
He'll make some Division II a good point guard.
Or a Division I good academic college. Hey, let's sneak him in the door.
There you go. Yeah, it could be true too. As Brown goes to the line shooting two. Did you ever have Robinson block any of your shots when he plays? The Admiral?
Now he blocked everybody else's. I stayed outside. We had to put 3 guys on him, Gary.
I know that's right. Now that fast break there was, Greenan used to run that a lot.
Oh!
Got a lot of little chest bumping going on out here.
Yeah.
As Plains just went up 51-47.
I call that a brain mistake there, Gary.
Yeah.
When you're behind the shooter, you either grab him, stop the layup, or you leave him alone.
Right. There's no way you could draw a foul when you're running along beside him like that.
Minnows, the physical is 4-1. He had the right idea to try to take the charge, but he just wasn't there.
And it turns into a three-point play for Madison Plains.
Three-point play.
And both teams were smoking up and down that floor pretty good at that time. Got the franchise out front. John Wilson pushes it, bounce pass inside and throws it away.
Gary, right now Madison Plains is up by 5, 52-47. London's forced to play a half-court game. So now it's a change from the last 3 quarters. I want to see how they deal with it. And that's what I'm getting to about the run and gun.
Right.
You gotta know when to turn it on and off.
You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them, huh? There's
Nice.
Brown.
That's a brain mistake there.
And Wilson doesn't really make too many of those. We're looking at about a 4.8 student there. It's
4.8.
Wilson, yeah.
What's the scale now?
Depends on how many classes
okay.
you take. Well, I always thought it was 4. It was 4 points high
That's
as you
high
go.
enough for me.
But yeah. Well, I guess he's just like the rest of you, Wilson. He's a brain.
Gary, I'm going to change the subject on that one. The last 2 times down the floor, Madison Plains has had a layup and a foul for a 3-point conversion. And now London just fouled a 3-point shooter. Does Plains get 3 chances to make 1 shot here in high school? Since they fouled
On a 3-point, you're right, yeah.
Brain mistake.
Yeah, he'll go to the line and with 3 attempts. Ronnie, I want to thank you. We got under 7 minutes here, under 6.5 minutes going. I want to thank you for coming in, and you're welcome to come in anytime and do a game with us.
Are you going to pay for my airfare again?
Hey, anytime, man. Anytime.
Right.
Don't sweat it. They got budget thing going now where you can fly in from Chicago for like $10. So get you 4 or 5 tickets while you're there. I'll take care of it.
All right, good.
I'll take it out of Carl's pay.
Does Carl still teach black karate?
No, I guess not. He's shaking his head no.
He killed about 5 people a few months ago.
I heard about it.
So he had to stop teaching.
And got away with it.
Yeah.
They call him CJ.
He's Mr. Bison on the Street Fighters video game.
Oh, man, here we go. And it's Brown going to the line. I believe he's shooting 3.
Let's watch his Bendard's follow-through release, Gary. Excellent, right there. Excellent.
Evidently, that's only a 1-and-1.
I thought he should have got 3, Gary.
Was he outside the arc?
Yeah.
I got a feeling he got knocked outside the arc.
Yeah. Bendard's follow-through, excellent release. Didn't go in, but excellent release. Taking baseline.
We got Kahn back in the game, our floor leader. He's short jumper and it won't go. Didn't hit anything. And Plains still has 2 fouls to give.
Watch out for John Brown. He might take over again, Gary.
John Brown, Jason Brown.
Jason Brown. Oh.
Downtown Jason Brown. Ain't nothing, don't look nothing like Julie Brown, but he sure is shooting like a Brown.
He's taking control of the game, Gary.
55-47.
Instant franchise, Gary.
And franchise gets in the paint. He knocks it in.
He said, I'd do it myself. I'll be Mark Price.
We've got plenty of time. You just don't want to get rushed. Good cross-court pass. Wilson comes up with the rebound. Here comes Sony again.
Gary said a good thing. We got eternity here, guys. Got a long time to play.
London's down by 6 right now, which is only a 2-possession game away with a 3-point shot.
I think, see, Gary, they're giving Jason too much room up top there.
And he'll go one-on-one in a heartbeat.
Yeah. You got to take him to one side or the other, containing.
Good turnaround, half hook. What can you say? 57-49.
I heard somebody yell for 3 seconds. Everybody's watching Jason Brown. They don't want to call 3 seconds.
And once again, good rebound by Kahn.
3-on-2.
He's looking, but he'll go all the way. And gets it blocked. He has a habit a lot of times of going in there like that, and he'll go out of control.
Yeah.
And it's something he's only a junior, so he's got time to work on that.
Yeah. Gary, can we play that last one back?
Donnie, can we play that last one back?
That fast break? Oh, okay. That's okay, Gary.
I got you on there? You've been following it all the time?
We don't have to play it back, Gary, but I want to tell them that last play we had a 3-on-2. Anytime there's a 3-on-2, like you know, they need to control the ball, keep the ball in the middle of the floor. The point guard either stops at the free throw line extended, passes the ball, or drives in for the shot.
Right.
We had a 3-on-2, but in reality it was a 2-on-1.
2-on-1.
You know, you had 2 London players and 1 London player driving against 2.
And that's my fault, but we didn't get to see that back because I had it on the wrong camera. In the instant replay, that's who I was on the whole time. You did get everything, Donnie, I take it. Why didn't you tell me I was on you? That's what I'm saying. That's why you should have told me. He just laughing.
I see Coach Maynard
I'm
down
cutting
there.
his pay too, yeah.
Coach Maynard, or Coach, I forget, the reserve coach.
Maynard.
Yeah, he's got a good set shot, doesn't he?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
That's Tommy's buddy, Coach Maynard.
They kind of both talk like this sometimes. Just joking, Tommy. We love you, Coach Maynard.
And London's running a...
Do we still run the same side out, Gary?
Looks like it.
With the shot coming on the baseline?
The way these kids pack in the baseline and cut off the passing lanes, it's kind of hard to get that shot anymore.
I'm going to predict here we're going to get a 3-point shot for John Wilson out of this play.
Wrong. Bruke goes strong, pulls
Raise
up.
up.
Wilson up, and it won't go. Kahn, good hands, good hustle, good look. And here comes the franchise.
The
franchise sneaks in there. He got in there, Ronnie had nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
57-49, London's down. Oh, no, it looked like, must have been the body. Did you get that? Run it back real quick. It must have been the body because it was all ball up top. It had to be the shoes.
I tell you, Gary, we have an excellent camera crew up here.
I know. It's just me messing up. I need another person to run this other technical part of it.
I think we're going to have to start paying them $3 an hour.
Oh, they're overpaid now?
Yeah.
Have you got it? And Atkins going to the line shooting 2. Are you ready? Roll it. And here we go with that last play. Short jumper. We didn't get it there, right there. There was nobody, there was nothing there.
It was a makeup call, Gary, for the foul he didn't call.
Good work, Don. You could walk in between those 2 people on that shot there.
That was a good rebound by Atkins. I wonder if are we in the CBL still, Gary?
No, BAC.
BAC.
I think it's called Buckeye Athletic Conference. 58-49. London's on the trailer end. Oh, no, what did he call? I didn't see that.
That was close.
Looked like long steps to me. I tell you what, this Ed Kurt, he's a competitor. He coached for Plains.
Oh, yeah?
He's a real competitor. Inside to Williamson, short jumper, it's good. Now we got to start looking for points now. We're getting down below the 3-point mark. And they still have 2 fouls to give.
See, Gary, we're giving Jason too much space there. Nice, nice, nice.
And what killed us there was when they come up for the weak side help, nobody filled into the person who vacated the spot to give the weak side help.
You know, Gary, I think the Madison Plains crowd is a bigger factor than the London crowd.
Yeah, it seems that way because London crowd, they're not too boisterous.
See, Gary, Pete Grolke has driven the lane 3 times and passed the ball off.
And those are shots you got to take.
You got to take those.
Because 10-1, you're either going to knock it in or you're going to draw a foul.
Give him the green light.
I really think he's got the green light. I just think he just doesn't have he just doesn't go ahead and take the shot. Because I don't think any of these guys have been really stopped from taking the shots.
I tell you, have you had a yellow light all your life? It's good to have a green light.
Oh, you always had the green light when you played.
You got the green light, baby, shoot it.
When you played for London, I don't think there was any such thing as a green or red light. You always had a green light.
I had a green light with an arrow saying, go ahead.
And we got a good shot there of London. And Guston has given the last 2 minutes instructions there. I tell you what, so far we haven't had to worry about the shot clock.
Oh, I forgot about that. What is the shot clock in high school now, Gary? 45 seconds?
45, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, however long you keep the ball.
Is there a shot clock in high school?
No.
Oh, I was thinking. Carl's laughing. Donnie's laughing at me too.
I done that to Tommy about a week ago, and Tommy said, "What shot clock? What are you talking about?"
You know, Gary, I hate in some colleges you used to have the shot clock on the floor behind the cheerleaders and you can never see it.
And Williamson, we're gonna need those. When that clock's off, that's when you need to get them free points. .246 to go in the game, and London's down by 9, 60-51. Not a good sign. And we're 0 for 2 at the line on that segment there. And here comes Brown, the floor general.
You know, Gary, he didn't get trapped in a bad spot.
Time for a dunk. And a good move. 60-53.
Looks like London's in a 1-3-1 half-court trap. Looks like Madison Plains has worked against this in practice, Gary.
I'm sure they have. And I believe Grulke will pick up his...
You know, the next time, Gary, we're going to need some John Madden chalk to draw some X's and O's.
That'd be great, wouldn't it? That'd be great.
Does Tommy talk as much as I do?
Yeah. We just have fun up here. That whole thing is get this game out to the people that can't get to the games, and try to encourage the people who won't come to the games to come on out here and support this team, support London athletics. And we enjoy it. We have fun doing it. And once we get on the salary, then we'll have more fun. But until we start getting paid, y'all people could send us a little something, you know.
Yeah.
Carl like that. And here comes the franchise. He slows it up. Little inside-outside game, and John Wilson goes up strong, out of control. But he did draw the foul. I'm surprised Tommy's not here tonight, because this was a game he wouldn't want to miss. London's down by 7. 2 minutes left to go in the contest.
You know, Gary, I wanted to mention this. A group of us guys who played ball throughout London, I'm going to try to start a scholarship fund. It may be small this summer, and hopefully it'll grow. So if there are any London players out there, contact Mark Parsons or Ron Wilson. We're going to try to start a scholarship fund, kind of academics and athletics driven.
Sounds like a winner to me. I know a lady right now who wants to be a part of that. They want to have a scholarship fund in Harry Miller Sr.'s name. And they're trying to figure out how to go about doing it. So it might be something we can do to get with them and make it an adjoining type thing. I know you were talking about maybe having a summer camp as Madison Plains spreads the floor out. And we got a traveling call. And Ed Kurt is livid on that call. He is not liking that at all.
Looks like Plains is up 60-54 with 1:49 remaining in the game. Plenty of time to make things happen. You're only 2 3-point shots away.
And we got a substitution in the game, number 23 back in the game, Phil Lilly.
The coach from Madison Plains does a good job of substituting during dead ball situations. Seems like he's always thinking.
Yeah, he is. He's done a heck of a job with that program down there.
Did he play ball for somebody, Gary?
I don't know, but I'm thinking Bexley.
Oh, okay.
But I don't hold it to that.
What's his last name? Coach?
Ed Kurt.
We didn't talk too much about that last play, Gary.
I missed it.
But Josh Sony did an excellent job of getting the defender on his hip at the top of the key and drawing the foul.
Okay.
That's a sign of a good point guard. Now, let's just make sure we convert there, Josh.
That hurts. We have been very poor at the foul line tonight. It's going to show going down the stretch. I think, I don't know if he's going to sit on the ball or not.
You know, Gary, the only thing about a 1-3-1, it puts you in bad rebounding and help side position. So the other team can get a good shot. And I'm not saying it's a bad move right now, but it's a cautious move.
And we got a foul on Corey Bennett. Now, when you're saying 1-3-1, you're talking about the defense or the offense?
The defense, London's in a 1-3-1 defense. Madison Plains has had most of their success on the baseline and in the low post. That's where the 1-3-1 is most vulnerable.
So then, go ahead, in this situation here,
in this situation,
would you go with a man-to-man when you're down by 6 points?
I would go
under 2 minutes.
I would go man-to-man because I could control it. Or I would go an aggressive, no, I go man-to-man.
Right, I would too.
I want to control the ball movement. Now, if I was Madison Plains and there's 1 minute and some left on the clock and they go 1-3-1, I'd hold the ball and pass it around.
Right, because they're trying to force like a 1-3-1 trapping situation.
Yeah. But they're trapped. It doesn't look like it's good enough to do it.
.122 left, Ron, and we got 62-54. London's down.
Now, if you see Madison Plains is in a man-to-man, they're going to control the tempo.
As Corey Bennett strokes for a three and it won't go, Williamson goes up strong and gets the roll. And it's still anybody's game.
See, Gary, we got 1:10 on the clock.
That was a late call. As Williamson gets called for a foul as Atkins backs into him. Or Lilly backed into him.
Okay, Gary, right here, London needs to look at who they want to foul. I don't have the stats on
I don't either. I'm sure they probably know. Clint C's in the game. Williamson comes out with 4 fouls. And we got 1 minute left in the game.
We got number 23, Phil Lilly, at the line. He's about a 44% free throw shooter. He's a good guy to foul.
That worked in our favor that time. They're looking at Benny. Here goes Sony, the franchise, and it won't go. Back up strong, John.
Keep it up, John.
And we got a 4-point game with we got a 4-point game with 48 seconds left in the game.
Gary, right now it looks like Madison Plains is shooting 61% from the free throw line as a team.
As a team.
Yeah, and some of these guys that are shooting 70-80% aren't playing right now. So that would tell me is I think we need to look at who we're going to foul.
Right. And we got that from stat sheets that Madison Plains Ed Kurt give us. We have stats from every game, everything they've done, and I really like that.
Madison Plains just sent us a stat sheet, Federal Express, and it just arrived. Matter of fact, it came through the fax machine beside Gary here.
You can start adding that up now. You already got it added up? The points? There's not going to be too many more. And then if they score, just add on the end of it so we can wrap it up at the end. Okay, Ron, we're down to 48 seconds. 4-point game here.
Looks like London's in an extended 1-3-1. Madison Plains is too smart to get trapped in this, Gary. I don't think it's going to work. Especially with Jason out top.
Jason's a very smart player.
See, that was a big call there, Gary.
That was a really big call, and I tell you what made it even worse is that Gruke had a chance to get the ball and decided not to, thinking it was going to be our ball. And we got a foul on Miller. He'll be sending...
We're going to send number 21, Brock Mitchum, to the free throw line, Gary. He's a career, he's a seasoned 59% free throw shooter.
So he might not be a bad choice.
Not a bad choice.
59% in high school, I don't know, that might be pretty decent shooting.
Yeah.
And what's funny about that, usually when we're making a comment about that, is when they go up there and knock them down. They might be a 24%er and go over and knock them both in.
Yeah. You know, Gary, one thing as a point guard that you could do, but I don't recommend it, is if you're a good point guard and you're shooting 95% and somebody calls a foul, you step up to the free throw line, take the free throws before the ref knows it's you that shouldn't be there.
And I've seen it happen more than once.
Don't ever do that, guys, but it happens.
I guess that wasn't Mike Harris in the uniform because I see him leaving the game. But I was told he was going to be in that uniform tonight. That worked in our favor that time. Here comes Gruke. Clint C. 4-3 and it don't go. And I really think we panicked on that. There's what we got to do right there. Get in. Clint C. We still had time. We're only down by 2.
Don't call timeout. Keep the ball in Jason's hands.
He traveled.
5 seconds. Whoa.
That looked like it should have been a 5-second call, but tell you what, this Brown's pretty smart.
Yeah.
We're down to 14 seconds and 2-point game. Will we have an overtime?
I think London might look to draw the charge from their out-of-bounds play, but I'm sure that Coach Kurt's going to try to warn his team against that here.
I tell you another thing, it turned out pretty good. We end up getting a layup and knocking the score down to 2-point game.
Yeah.
But that 3-point shot I thought was a little early. There's no reason for a 3 when we was only down 4, and there's like about 40 seconds left in the game.
I don't think, well, I don't know. It was a Josh Sony for London. You got 1 or 2 3-point shooters for London. And when you recognize you have a 3-point shooter, it keys the big man to get in rebounding position. That last shot, I don't think he's a recognized 3-point shooter.
Well, C is not. He's not even a starter. He comes off the bench and he gives him good quality minutes, but he doesn't see that much playing time right now. And I don't understand this. We got 14 seconds to go in the game. We got 2 people coming off the bench. A near defense turnover, and we got a foul. He's going to send Brown to the line. Is that a good idea or not? He's about a 61-point shooter, isn't he?
He's the best free throw shooter on the team, Gary. 73%.
He's probably the best shooter on the team.
But you know what, Gary? He's probably 100% in crunch time. And this is crunch time.
This kid he's a good kid. His brother was a good ball player.
Josh Brown.
Jason Brown.
He graduated in about 88.
His brother was in the school shortly after you, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think of his brother's name. What was his brother's name, Carl? I can't remember his brother's name. But I know his last name was Brown.
Gary, after being in the military in Europe for 4 years, it's good to be back and see a community again.
I know that's right.
See the London hats, the London banners, the Madison Plains hats.
Don't worry about no bombs coming flying over your head. As Brown goes to the line, the official's been very busy keeping this perspiration off the floor.
Yeah. If you look, I like the way Brown steps away from the free throw line. He's not thinking about it till he gets up there. I don't know if we want to call a timeout again here, Gary. These are crucial free throws.
They really are.
You can avoid the timeout by being a smart point guard and kind of walking across the lane, asking the ref to wait a second. There you go.
And they call a timeout. Going to freeze the shooter, I say, but like you said, this Brown he's a crunch time player. We've been watching him in certain situations. He wants the ball. You can tell he wants the ball, and he kind of controls the game.
Gary, have the high schools gotten so high tech that they have the positive mental imagery and stuff like that here, the sports psychology? Do the high schools have that yet?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really know.
Well, one thing you can do is Brown's going to shoot a free throw. You can videotape yourself shooting free throws and making it.
Yeah.
And then when the time comes, you have a positive mental image in your mind. You just see yourself doing it. It's kind of in left field, Gary brought it up.
Well, it makes sense. I know they do, like I said, the coaches do film the games, and they do go back over and show it to them. But as far as what you're saying there, I don't think they have that.
A lot of these coaches teach also, and they're doing a lot of things at once. So
right.
It's hard to be completely full-time, do everything you want to do. I guess if you're getting paid $80,000 a year to coach, you can do that, can't you?
Yeah, and I didn't know that's what half of what you're making now.
That's 2 times as much.
Hey, I'm glad for you.
Upon the fields of friendly strife for the sown the seeds, but upon other fields and other days will bear the fruits of victory.
Have mercy.
Let's go with it.
That was too much for me. And there we go. One more, and London's got problems.
Right now, Gary, I have every ball player in there for the rebound for London.
Yeah, and if I was playing, I'd have everybody out of there. But you just about bet he's going to make it. I just let London score now. And we got under 5 seconds. And London's got 5 chances, and the game is over. And London goes down in defeat for the second night in a row, 62-64. And it makes it an even game. Madison Plains lost to London the first time, and London come back and loses to Plains this time. Ronnie, I'm glad to have you with me.
It was good to be here, Coach McNeil.
Don't leave me yet. Don't go away. I got the score. And you got that wrapped up, Donnie. You done? You done? Now, don't worry about that. Just the score. And we'll get a quick wrap up here. And go ahead, Ronnie, if you want to run off the scores there, final scores.
Yeah, I just want to announce the Ronnie Wilson player of the game.
Oh.
I'm nobody, but
Jason Brown.
I want to give it to Jason Brown.
You want to give Jason Brown player of the game, huh?
Good job, Jason. Kudos to you. You can go to Wendy's and pay for a hamburger.
And we'll do the Donatos wrap up here. We had
Donatos wrap up.
Go ahead, yeah.
Kahn had 8 points. Bennett finished with 19. Grulke finished with 6. Wilson had 9. Williamson 8. Miller had 4. C had 4. Russell had 2, and Sony had 2.
And for Madison Plains,
unofficial for Madison Plains, Brown had 20. Congratulations, Brown. Han had 4. Lilly had 11. Mace had 5. Atkins had 10. Mitchum had 9. Howard had 3. And Andres finished with 2.
For a final score of, I believe it was 62-64.
62-64.
And once again, Ron, thank you for coming up.
Thanks for
here,
being
enjoyed it.
It was great. Let me get in the camera, London.
And this is Gary McNeil.
Coach McNeil.
And Ronnie Wilson saying good night. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya.